Rhythm games. Graphic design. What's the correlation between these two things? They often clash. Rhythm games are one of the most captivating video game genres ever. It challenges your sense to press buttons precisely to show your accuracy while the music is played. It also includes games that measure rhythm and pitch to test the player's singing ability. That's not how rhythm games work, Wikipedia. That's a feature of Just Dance. Since the birth of the true influential rhythm video game in 1996, which is Parappa the Rapper, it has evolved to many types of rhythm games. It even influenced A$AP Rocky to release a single with the cover art inspired by the game itself. Even the album rollout took longer than the development of the game's sequel. We have a rhythm game where you stomp with your feet, move your body, become a drummer, train your idols, become a washing machine, and hey yo, what the fuck? As time flies by, rhythm games are getting better and the gameplay is more polished with quality charts. You know what else that is getting better and more polished? My country's polished graphic design. Graphic design is essential to rhythm games besides gameplay mechanics. They share the same practice, involving creativity and innovation to the world. I can tolerate the wonkiness of some difficulty charts, but I will not play if there's a cluttered mess around the screen. Every rhythm game must have a great aesthetic to catch new players' attention. If the visual design is enticing to look at and the charts are enjoyable, they will get a new money printer. But in this video, we're not focusing on chart designs. I'm an amateur of that, but I'm a professional certified graphic designer. So I will rate some rhythm games in a tier list from S being the best and F being what the fuck is this. Let's start with the godfather of the arcade rhythm game. Released in late 1997 by Konami, Beatmania is a game designed to simulate the experience as a DJ with 5 keys and turntable. It became so popular that they released a lot of spin-offs. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. The fact that the series still exists to this day shows how much players love this game, due to its unique gameplay and diverse music library after 2 decades. But that only implies for Beatmania 2DX because the original series ended in July 2002. Does anyone even remember Beatmania 3? Let's talk about the very first mix itself. The whole aesthetic is inspired by the 90s club scene. The interface design is alright, although I don't like how the background animation takes up many spaces and those flashy visuals. Really accessible for epileptic people. The fourth mix changed things up with this abstract purplish design. The song selection is clean with different types of discs you pick, but we cannot see the song list because it only shows one song. Is there any way to fix it? Noise. This UI became a fundamental design and it will continue getting improved later with different themes in the next series including other spin-offs. Unfortunately, the series came to an end with Beatmania the final, whereas the whole interface shares almost the same with later Beatmania 2DX mixes. But we will get to that after I put this in a generous A tier. I cannot explain all designs in every Beatmania 2DX versions, but I'm sure the creative production is getting hella paid while making this masterpiece. The first mix shares the same theme for Beatmania's first mix. The second mix, or second style, was a big jump, and the third style started forming their own aesthetic with robotic metallic visuals. Then their sixth style, where from this point the designers unleashed their potential like the creativity won't beaten to death. 7th style, 8th style, 9th style, 10th style. We're not at the halfway point and this visual design still aged well to this day. But something took a turning point in the next release. An idea that will shape the visual identity of Beatmania 2DX in the future. What color that against blue? Oh wait, we can actually make a different theme other than blue? Happy Sky, Distorted, DJ Troopers, Empress, Hawaii, Time Travel, MasterChef, F1, Cyberpunk 2077. I haven't mentioned every single mix, but they took it seriously as they're designing clothes for Met Gala. They continue changing the aesthetic for diversity and uniqueness, while keeping the fundamental of its interface without any distractions for player experience. It's an easy S tier. Dance Dance Revolution, or DDR, is an iconic arcade rhythm game that was made after the successor of Beatmania, where you stomp your feet with 4 arrows on a dance pad while the characters are cracking moves in the background. On the first few mixes, the interface is identical to Beatmania's with minor design changes, like the song selection, which takes the form of a jukebox like many of CDs. DDR 4th mix is where not only the aesthetic shifted to bright colorful designs, but the interface has also been largely overhauled. Players must choose from 8 different categories into which the song list is divided. I don't know why we cannot pick all songs, but it's fixed in Fortnite Plus. The song list is presented in 7 diagonal banners that are visible at all times. You can choose a difficulty level instead of having to input step codes. It's a nice change, but the song selection interface could have been better. Now this is near perfect. It is changed to become a shape of wheel, with song titles displayed on the right in the rectangular boxes, and the highlighted songs banner, difficulty, and BPM displayed on the left. The difficulty level is once again selected by pressing the step panel instead of being selected with a dedicated menu. This interface will be a mainstay for many future DDR games up to DDR-X2. Want to speed up for readability? DDR Max covers you up by holding down the start button when selecting a song to access options menu. This is retained on future mixes. The rating system is replaced with the groove radar. I understand why they added this, but it's like understanding an imperial measurement for the first time. But the rating system was restored to work with the groove radar in DDR Max 2. DDR Extreme is arguably the best, most memorable DDR of all time. Not only it contains one of the largest soundtracks of any DDR game featuring 240 songs, it also has one of the best interfaces ever. Why is that? It's green. Green equal perfect. Argue with your screen, dumbass. DDR Supernova shifted to a space theme. There are small changes like all difficulties are now displayed at once. Songs are set to randomly generated characters dancing in several backgrounds, though certain songs may replace them with pre-rendered videos instead. Whenever you select a song with high BPM, the characters will go crazy as they drank 4 bottles of soju. There's DDR-X with a clean urban grunge theme. The difficulty scale has been changed to 20 due to the number of hard charts they have released. Then there's the green vertigo aerial aesthetic is so beautiful. I can even smell a soap scent as I stare at this visual. Despite that, there's one problem that I truly dislike. The interface is kind of wonky. The song selection is redesigned similar to cover flow, which is fine, but the bottom part feels off. It's too wide. I don't like the modifiers placed under it. The result interface is okay, although the box of song titles is also too wide and that small icon is too close next to the jacket. Same thing goes along with DDR-X3 and DDR-20 now. The separation of each player's groove radar and difficulty table is needed, but the main problem is the size of this box of song titles and its BPM. It doesn't look awful in 16:9 resolution, but in 4:3 resolution? Wow, this interface blows! Thankfully, DDR 2014 significantly alters the interface. The song selection is brought downward and the left and right sides of the song's jacket store tabs, containing difficulty selection, groove radars, and scores. The difficulty selection is now appeared after the player selects a song, although the game still allows players to change the difficulty from the song selection screen. Even the result interface was revised including store tabs. This interface is near perfection. It still has the same color scheme and aesthetic from 2013, but it's cleaner and much tidier. Can they make a better interface and more appealing aesthetic than? Yes. This is, without a doubt, one of the best rhythm game interfaces ever. It's futuristic and transparent. It has that glimpse wine from the sky aesthetic. It is Indomie chicken curry flavor. It is fucking good. This interface alone is a masterpiece. The layout is not crowded, letting the visuals breathe some air from the background. The UI is so perfect that they kept using it in the next 3 mixes with downgraded aesthetics. DDR Ward, on the other hand, yeah, I have no comment. At least they have Porter Robinson in DDR for now. Solid A for Aces. Speaking of DDR, Pop It Up is known to be a counterpart to DDR, developed and published by Endemiro. It has 5 panels instead of 4 and the judgment isn't more strict. The first of 3 mixes have a solid interface and aesthetic. You choose a difficulty between easy, hard, and double, or play a remix song. Select one of 4 songs on each stage and play until the end. The 4th mix, or Pump It Up OBG Season Evolution, changed the song selection interface by pressing down arrows to change 2 songs. Perfect Collection, on the other hand, is literally near perfect. The difficulty and song selection are presented in the diagonal box, similar to DDR 4th mix. Instead of a banner, it shows the song title, artist name, and its series. You can check the BPM and the difficulty level if you squint your eyes. If this design and its aesthetic is this good, sure they can elevate it more, right? Is this a fucking joke? This has to be the ugliest Pop It Up series ever in terms of aesthetic. Why is it snowing all over the place? The new interface is great, but the graphic... It just doesn't match. The jacket and the background animations are odd, so are 97% of the new charts. Turns out, it was developed by F2 Systems, who previously made techno motion that looks like this. I know they helped make him pop it up, but this shit stings. Eventually, Endemiro fixed the extra bullshit they put in and made the premiere and Prex outside South Korea with different song lists. Some graphics brought from previous mix, like these difficulty selections from OBG SE, but we have a new interface and a helpful guide. Unfortunately, both of them are broken with handful of bugs. Pump It Up Rebirth, as the title suggests, changes almost everything except the UI. Is the aesthetic supposed to be a disco theme with these spinning shiny vibrant dots? Premiere 2 is the same as Rebirth, but they brought back a few songs in previous mixes. In Prex 2, you select a song and change the difficulty like you're choosing which film you want to play. Premiere 3 and Prex 3 are also the same thing, except the song list and the demo loop. Not keen with the aesthetic, honestly. Endemiro, can you bring someone to polish this series to satisfy us and exceed our expectations? They almost did though. Exceed and its sequel are where things evolve. New metallic aesthetic, new redefined interface, new features like high score after the demo play, same old awkward charts for some. Pick a song out of 3 categories, select a difficulty chart, and press the center button twice. The difference between these two is that the station zone is introduced in Exit 2. Arcade, Remix, and Battle only for 2 players. The flaw is that one player cannot play a different chart if 2 people play together. Eventually, not only Zero fixes it with a brand new interface, but it also looks stunning. There are 2 new stations. Easy Station, which is obviously for new players, and Mission Zone, where players must clear with given objectives. There's a preview of BGA in each song you pick. You select a difficulty chart by pressing the up left button, and change the category by pressing the up right button. It is clean, sleek, and great for user experience. Will they continue using this interface in the future? Absolutely the fuck not! The Genesis trilogy is considered to be the best Pop It Up series, due to its replayability and new experiments they have done with the help of Netscape. Let's start with New Genesis. It has a new interface where you can select a song with down buttons and select the difficulty chart with up arrows. You can hold one of 2 down arrows to scroll faster. Oh look, we have a new skin and graphics in this gameplay. Even the generic background is also new. Have I mentioned this earlier? This rating system. There are 3 new stations that were added in New Genesis. World Tour is mission zone with popular city names. It is well known with new custom special charts and painful nonsense objectives. I like how the background moves to each continent every time you change. Easy Station have been replaced to Training Station, where they teach you how to properly play the game. Although most new players will not pick that. Remix Station had been changed to Special Zone, filled with extra contents like remix, full songs, and another steps. Next Genesis or NX2 took steps even further by bringing back the numbers. The street art / graffiti aesthetic is stunning, and the interface is smaller and cleaner. This feature adds support for Endemiro's USB flash drive, which stores player progress. World Tours have been shifted into World Max and is the best feature they have ever made due to its memorable missions. This is why most players prefer NX2 more than this. Great interface and graphic aside, the contents are empty, possibly due to little budget to keep the license for some songs. They brought back Easy Station with brand new charts for beginners, and World Max expanded further into space with more quality missions. This is the last Pop It Up series that Netscape involved to close the chapter. Unfortunately, it didn't end with a bang. But this one does. Pump It Up Fiesta introduced a brand new dual interface. Basic mode for beginners and full mode for veterans. Basic mode offers 4 single difficulty charts, from easy, normal, hard to very hard, and 1 double chart. In full mode, you can play any single or double charts with level higher than 12. If you press one of upper arrows, there's a channel selection ranging from songs category, special zones, and series from oldest to newest. There's also a brand new channel where you can play songs that were cut in less than a minute. Does this say quality to you? Does someone want to join? Just insert more coins, press the center button, and there's more! There's also a brand new ranking screens in each category after demo play. The hexagonal metallic aesthetic complements well with a dark red violet color scheme. The chart selection in full mode is the main flaw because it only shows 3 charts visible, and the high score placement is kinda weird. Magnum, can you do it better in Fiesta 2? What the hell is EX? Fiesta EX is the second installment and a significant version of Fiesta series because of its fixed dual interface. And it allows people to create their own charts by user custom tabs. That feature may have big consequences. All charts are visible in music selection on full mode, descriptions are added in channel selection, the result interface isn't static anymore, yet it uses the same aesthetic with dark blue color. This is so good that they keep using the same interface in Fiesta 2 with a colorful disco theme. The result window got a major change with modifiers and song titles showing up. The minor change is that it's more round and they changed 2 zones interface to normal. Why though? As if that's not the main problem. Pop It Up Prime is okay. It's the first series to have 16.9 support if you ignore the spin-offs. It will receive monthly updates with new contents. There's a best list in chart selection and rank mode is added to compete with your rivals with tight judgment attached. Co-op charts now have their own separated identity after being stuck with double performance. Difficulty level categories are added in later updates. Those are needed features, but the dual interface. Bro think he's DDRX2. The result interface is nearly the same as the chart selection with a name of location, which is fine. Skill up zone got removed and mission zone was replaced with quest zone, which is questionable. But why is the song selection taking up that space? And why is the list of charts even smaller? The channel selection is messier after they added difficulty level categories from 17 channels to 44 channels. That's too many. If only they will fix interface that will be used only once. Thank you, Magnum. Prime 2 is what a true peak looks like. It's organized and well made. There are folders assigned to each fitting category. The song selection is placed on top of the BGA preview and under the list of charts. The song selection is placed in between left and right, and the best list is placed next to BGA preview in chart selection. Not only that, the result interface is 10 times better thanks to this modernistic Prec 3-esque theme. This is also the first version where they will release 2.x updates every new year with a different color scheme and design changes. Not only that, this version introduced a new speed system named Auto Velocity, although it was technically first introduced in Fiesta EX, which is calculated by dividing the player's auto velocity with the BPM of the selected song. I'm so impressed by this massive change. Sure, they will use it more in the future, right? Apparently not. Pump It Up 20 or XX was released to celebrate 20 years of the Pump It Up series. To celebrate it, they snapped most of the old songs. The song information is gone, they removed the regions and world's best, even the leaderboard too. If you put the rank mode on, the interface is still the same because they removed the top 3 leaderboard. So how do we know who's in first place? The BGA preview takes a whole background including the channel selection. They finally added lock chart graphics so players know the total amount of available charts in each song. The channel selection is back to normal, but there are folders only for difficulty levels and series. Mission zone is finally back with weird charts and missions. Players can see the name of step maker from Prime before playing so they can criticize the chart if it's ass. In basic mode, each player has their own chart section so they can see what difficulty chart they pick. Overall, it's a downgrade from Prime 2, but at least it's more accessible. The aesthetic is great as well, just look at the sick title screen. That's really cool. So what's next? Is this Evil Mai Mai? And the Mirror tried to make another arcade video game by releasing Chrono Circle in December 2021. It consists of a massive controller with 12 buttons, representing a clock that rotates 360 degrees, and 36-inch full touchscreen. The gameplay mechanic has 2 areas, a circle area where you press the buttons, and a touch area where you touch the notes. This is basically a mix of My PDX minus the slides and the GMX Statica on steroids. The interface and the aesthetic are good. The background reminds me of iconic LV patterns. The song and chart selection are small and a bit crowded. I wish they could fill the gaps in upper section. Everything else is fine. Part of me wants to experience this so bad. Then I remember that you can play this only on round 2 and it's not available in this miserable country. That might have been one of the reasons why it was discontinued in 4 years. Plus, it is possible to compete with My due to its similarities. Either way, sad to see it's gone. Is there a benefit after having Chrono Circle? It really paid off, huh? After 4 years of no new release, Phoenix was released in July 2023 in South Korea and internationally in August 2023. This is the first series with a new scoring system, which now has a maximum score of 1 million points, along with the plate system that relies on accuracy instead of combos. It also introduced Premium Mode, which requires EM Pass card and 2 credits to access exclusive contents to waste your money once more. Moreover, Phoenix is the first game to not support USB as a viable means of loading profiles and updating the game. It also introduced judge timing in later updates so players can beat any harder charts without problems. That's a bunch of new things. Did the interface change? It's still the same. This installment is themed after the Phoenix from ancient mythology. The interface uses an orange and yellow color scheme, while the 2024 update uses dark and light blue. The graphics? They're good. I'm glad they polished the graphics and made them brighter because the early access version looks so empty. But there comes the huge main problem. It's not a removal of the machine's best, it's the chart readjustment over thousands of steps and gimmick changes. Literally what's the point of this? Sure, there are some charts that need to be adjusted for less awkward steps, but the gimmick changes, including the gimmick removal too, and they have the audacity to put more gimmicks at later updates. Yeah, no wonder they want the staff manager to quit his job. Anyway, the game is unbalanced despite its new content. As of recording this, its sequel has been announced and will be released in May 2026. The flame is getting hotter and bigger, so is my country's downfall. Overall, I'm going to give Puppet Up a generous A for decadence and Chrono Circle a generous B for attempting to compete with My My. And now, it's time to review the holy trinity of Sega's arcade rhythm games. Let's start with Ongeki first. This is basically a bullet hell mixed with gacha rhythm game and anime idols. I don't know what else to say, so I'm going to give it a respectful. The concept is cool and I want to play it, but it's not available internationally and I don't want to waste more money due to its gacha system tier. My My is an arcade rhythm game series where you touch notes on a circular screen with a cabinet resembling a front-loading washing machine. The original concept was actually a dance game instead of a rhythm game, in which the player executes movements like this demonstration. According to their analysis, arcade rhythm games nowadays are mostly the kind where players have to concentrate hard and what they're doing is relatively hidden. If only they knew what will happen in the next 6.5 years. For its very first game, this is good. It doesn't have its own niche or theme yet, but the vibes are a bit unsettling. The graphics and the interface are tolerable. The background is kind of empty with these moving pixelated patterns. The song selection interface is messy. The color of those buttons feel off and the option information is overlapped. The gameplay screen is alright, although the texts are too big. The results window is fine, but why did they only show the amount of adjustments in the top screen instead of the main screen? Few months later, it received an expansion called My My Plus. You will see this mathematical symbol more in the future releases and other games. Some changes and new features are added. For example, new ranks are added, which are SS and AA, an option to change background image brightness, players can select their own difficulty level when playing against others in versus mode, and more. My My Green is where things are improving a lot. It has a new theme with green as its dominant color, the song selection is less cluttered than before, and the result window is much better thanks to the vibrant graphics and this cool font. You can customize your icon and your nameplate too. In Green Plus, the hold notes are changed into a hexagon shape to tell apart from tapped notes. Slide patterns also have increased in shape, no longer bound to the straight lines. That change is crucial for note designers to make any slide patterns whatever they want. My My Orange is similar to My My Green. What's the difference? It changed color. A recommended music suggestion category has been added, filled with popular songs at the time. Getting a full combo results in cheering now after a song, congratulating you for spending more money to get those juicy all perfect. In My My Orange Plus, there's a note designer credit under the level chart and music artists are displayed on the song selection. So what's the next color after orange?
My My Pink!
Maybe pink is the best color after green. My My Pink is where shit hits the brake in the best way. The opening screen alone feels like a treasure chest awaiting for you to be opened. After skipping a few things, it greets you with a brand new interface where you pick a category before selecting a song. Then the song selection comes up and I immediately and my eyes are immediately sparkling due to its beautiful interface and design. There's a level selection before the game really starts to minimize the accident of picking the wrong difficulty. The result window? clean and smooth. It shows the achievement rate in the center, the song name and difficulty at the top, rank and full combo and sync on the right, and the rank at the bottom. There's a table showing judgments and types of notes in the top screen. Everything else is on the right track. So can My Purple do a better job? Close enough, I forgot to switch the language. It has a distinct Japanese traditional shrine theme and related mascot characters, which is cool. The interface is still the same, but they finally added the judgment tables below the percentage. Another new feature is Utage chart, where you can play silly charts like this or this. It's not reflected in the rating and does not remain in the total score. It's still great, I have no comments, so let's jump right into My Goon you fucking gun. My Milk is themed around a bakery aesthetic. There's a lore in this game? At the start of each play, these girls become your partner. You can choose and nurture one of them by gaining experiences and leveling up. You can also harass them like a sick weirdo. The graphics fit the overall aesthetic, bright, pastel colored, and sweet. I like the song selection that resembles a food menu. The next track loading screen has been replaced with a tip screen, sometimes advertising new features or ongoing events in the game. Last but not least, we have My Finale, the final installment of the standard series before transitioning to the second generation. It has 2 new cat partners and a new category called New Music. The interface features a flashy and neon lit theme, often using vibrant colors. That's good and all, but is there even a huge event before closing the God have mercy? Pandora Box is a new mechanic to unlock new boss songs. If the player gets rank S or above on all tracks before the final track, the Pandora Box category appears. However, certain hidden conditions unique to each song must be fulfilled before the corresponding song is playable. I wish I could explain more because this is the main part of what becomes Finale memorable. But this is a video about wrecking rhythm games based on graphic design. I'm not a rhythm game scientist who knows every lore. I'm a graphic designer who doesn't know how to make a shit in Excel. One thing I can say is that this is a perfect event to close the chapter before entering into a new era of mine. A+ for Plus. To celebrate its 7th anniversary, My Deluxe was released as a second generation of My. New year, new... Oops, all new features! Let me take a sip real quick. The whole aesthetic shifted 180 degrees and the mascot looks adorable and edible. New notes were added which separates 2 chart types, standard chart and DX chart. Freedom mode was added where the player inserts 2 credits to play for 10 minutes. A new feature that serves as the main unlock system, which is maps or area. What the fuck? The menu UI changed from vertical scrolling to horizontal scrolling. The 1P and 2P buttons in the middle are used to enter the sorting menu only. Options can now only be adjusted after selecting the song and difficulty play. In-game UI can be customized such as note skin, judgment line, judgment effect, and star color. There are also new modifiers and other modifiers that were changed. More multiplayer changes like the removal of sync mode and versus mode, the introduction of full sync DX, the rating has been changed to DX rating and a new scoring system, and many more fixes and stuff that I cannot explain because this video is too long and I haven't found my thesis topic before my mental health breaks itself. God damn, there's a lot of words. The theme fits well for the first DX version. It's friendly and cheerful, and some of the graphics remind me of Peppa Pig and Irasutoya drawings for weird reasons. As for user experience, it might have been difficult to adapt, including veterans, but they will get used to it after multiple plays. The minor nitpick is the result screen. It's too crowded. Overall, My DX is excellent for the second generation's first game that will result in... Screw it, let's spin what this shit. Splash aesthetic is what drinking Sprite on the sunny beach feels like. The result screen got revamped and is truly beautiful. Universe is really out of this world. Its design are clean and fluid. The color palette is stunning. The next track screen is no longer shown after result screen, which is really good. Festival is jolly, great elements and yellow-purple color scheme. Buddy's theme is basically a disco party. How do players dance to a slow song with the highest difficulty, by the way? There's a second chart with the highest level after Pandora Paradox. Prism design feels like heaven. Do you want to experience hell? Try Kaleidoscope, a new game mode similar to Pandora Box, where skilled players spend their yearly incomes to break their hand with multiple faces and lore, which led to a 4-minute punishing badass song with another 15. There's even a tight life system for the cherry on top. That's fucking cruel. At least there's a happy ending with Yuri moment. Last but not least, we have Circle, the current version of My my DX as I'm recording this. The aesthetic is great, almost reminiscing Pink's design, mixed with retro, futuristic elements. It also has a new character that was built for an iPad kit. My DX overall aesthetic theme is more consistent than the previous generation. I have no comments, so I put it in S tier for slide. Chudidum is a rhythm game where players use touch and motion-based sensor bars to input commands that correspond to the notes scrolling down from the top of the screen. Depending on the note type, players may need to tap, hold, or slide their finger on the bottom bar sensor, or wave their hand up and down in the air between sensors located on either side of the machine. This particular gameplay mechanic will be used in Project Sekai a few years later.
Why you try not to laugh, bro? That's disrespectful.
The song selection interface is great and easy to understand that it will be brought to my DX series but more complicated. The graphic design is simple. I like how you can see most of the information on top in the gameplay interface, even if it's kept on the result screen. This is off to a great start. Chudidum Air truly lives up to its name. I can smell a glimpse of fresh air coming down to Seku's pocket. It's clean and breathable, but it's not better than Happy Sky though. Stars Dim is a red carpet event. The color palette is identical to DDR820. Amazon is literally a forest theme, but Amazon Plus is way better in terms of aesthetic. The background is more realistic and dynamic, and the graphics are more colorful. Crystal is Lucent, although Crystal Plus is glassier and sleeker. Paradise Aesthetic is a graffiti theme with street art styles and vibrant colors, while Paradise Lost leans into dark neon colors. Then in 2021, Chudidum got its major reboot with Chudidum Neo. They really ran out of words for rebrand name. Multiple gameplay improvements and adjustments were introduced, such as difficulty levels reorganization, a new hardest difficulty level, 2 new type notes, support for cashless payment systems, and many more. The game mascot now appears in the bottom left corner, cheering you up while you're playing. The design is clean once again, and I love those dazzling elements in the background. Chudidum's Sun, it's basic as vanilla, but Luminous sure doesn't. It really is, and I mean it literally, shiny. What the fuck? The color palette is sleek and the theme is more polished. First features a light cyber background, often with blues, purples, and magentas, creating a space feeling. If you want this theme more colorful and saturated, then X first got you covered. 10 first. Multiply first. Cross first? What kind of name is that? As if that name makes any sense. Sega, you're not releasing a phone with Sony. Cross for cross. Double cross first. 20 first. Hot cross bun. Cross bus X. What the fuck? This is the current installment of the series and the second expansion of First, if you didn't see this big ass logo with those massive X's. I'm tired of searching for any synonyms of compliments, nor do I have any complaints towards this series. The UI is consistent from the very beginning and the aesthetic in each version is well done. It's a solid A. Last but not least, I will rank one of the most underrated arcade rhythm games of all time that was sadly discontinued, and one of my very first arcade rhythm games I've ever touched besides Pump It Up. DJ Max Technica, a rhythm game where player must touch the notes as the line crosses them in each 2 directions. It has 4 gameplay types. Light mixing for beginners, popular mixing which is basically a normal gameplay mode, technical mixing where the player can select 3 songs from a disc set with the last song determined by the play result of the previous 3 stages, and platinum mixing. It features a series of missions, events, and tournaments, and it's only available to people who have a Platinum Crew ID card. Great gameplay mechanic and concept aside, let's talk about its design and the interface. The song selection interface in Light and Popular is wonky. I don't like how you have to touch the left side to scroll right and vice versa. Each stage has a different song list, which means you cannot play the same song twice or more. To be fair, there aren't many songs added and most of them are from previous DJ Max games. But this game was released in 2008 and Beatmania solved that problem way earlier. Do you want to try harder charts from the same song? Just scroll far enough until you see it with a different jacket. Why do we charge points to use effects? What is the difference between BGM and key boost? The interface in technical mixing is okay. I don't like how the set name and its jacket are small and kind of overlap in the background. Overall, some of the interface needs some work, but the visual design is... It combines smooth, glossy UI elements with vibrant neon-lit visuals. I love how each mixing has their different graphics and all of them are consistent. The note size are a bit small. The glowing blue outlines that fade before the line hits the note is a good detail. The repeat note has this small hand to guide players, which is great, but but do they need to show it every time you play? The first installment is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll go through. God damn! How do I explain this while trying not to bust my... The login section is neat with this calm song loop. You can see the update information on this tall rectangle. Then you go to the mixing selection and the quality has drastically changed. Look at its cool animations and graphics. No wonder it took 2 years to make this. Some changes were added like the rename of light mixing to star mixing, popular mixing to pop mixing, and technical mixing to club mixing. There's a brand new mixing where 2 players can play together. The screen is divided into 4 blocks with each player responsible for 2 blocks on each side. Unlike other mixings, this can be played in only 2 stages. Let's see the inside of pop mixing first, and yep, they finally fixed it. The player can select a song by choosing one of 9 squares that appear per page. A random feature is also available by touching that little circle with a question symbol. The song note patterns have been renamed, and the difficulty scale has been changed from 10 to 12. The effects are free for use instead of charging. The gameplay screen is vastly improved. The notes are bigger and customizable by purchasing skins via Max Point Shop. Scores are now capped for each song and each mode, with each song having 300,000 points and will be reduced to the judgment the player gets. Max judgments got split into green and rainbow, a new type note which is basically the combination of hold and repeat note. Fever mode, a newly introduced system for Technica 2 in pop mixing, when activated, will get all rainbow max 100% during timing of fever, except for other judgments. In star mixing, there are 3 lanes to play instead of 3 or sometimes 4 lanes. There's also an optional guide which aids the player's timing. The result screen? Perfection. The rank is determined based on points earned, and in the case of star mixing, there is no ranking system based on points but rather a percentage of stars. Each difficulty level has a different background color, and the color of the trophy awarded according to the score is also different. In club mixing, not only is the entire interface smoother and better, including its result screen, but there are new non-stop remixes from all previous DigiMax games. Unfortunately, they removed the randomizer set. Each set has 6 songs instead of 7 songs to choose from. The method for determining the boss song in the previous mix was the max ratio, but now it's determined based on the difficulty from the selected song. Oh, what's this? A brand new mixing! With all that being said, what about the static? All you need is a colorful opening screen with a bombastic soundtrack and go, yeah, this is peak. The theme colors have been drastically changed to a series of bright white and rainbow gradients, which makes the atmosphere very different from previous work. The overall interface and visuals have also become more colorful. However, some reviews have stated that the visuals are too bright and cause eye strain. Each visual mixing has its own appeal, such as club mixing for example, which resembles a nightclub atmosphere. The layout and the composition are nice, the BGAs are cool. This is a perfect sequel. I'm hugely impressed. I'm sure the third installment must be better, right? S tier, no question needed. DigiMax Technica is easily the best installment ever. The overall theme and colors return to the core of Technica 1, which uses mostly black and blue, and the graphics are more subtle and metallic. Dual mixing is removed and had been replaced with a brand new game mode titled Crew Challenge. It features competitions, events, and game challenge missions, and up to 3 songs are played. Scores and rankings have been reset to be less harsh and more reasonable. Some interfaces and layouts have been changed, such as the top information at the gameplay screen, this thing in club mixing, almost every element in Crew Race, I don't know how they spell match wrong, and many more. Overall, the game was a dramatic improvement over Digimax Technica 2. Unfortunately, things didn't go smoothly due to the dissolution of Pentavision, and the online service for Digimax Technica 2 and Digimax Technica 3 will be closed on December 31st, 2013. The Digimax series had to endure an endless period of decline until the launch of Digimax Respect, and the chances of continuing the Technica series were as slim as waiting for Frank Ocean's new album. What can we learn from these rhythm games as a graphic designer? Things attract. Rhythm games are kind of declining in popularity despite remaining active in specific markets. Key factors that contribute to the decline in popularity, which are hardware and cost, and a shift in formats to mobile. So is there any way to fix this problem? Nowadays, gacha games are catching people's attention and their money due to beautiful graphics and beautiful fictional characters. And when it comes to fictional characters, some people would spend their life to love them, and there's always a few ships that sell people's hearts. So how can these factors be implemented in rhythm games?
Just add some cool bits and more muscular men or furries, that will help.